Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the LovenStamps Studio Tour / Maker Mornings with Meg. So I have a project to share with you that features some scraps that gives you a reason to hang on to all the paper that you're going to see shortly. We had a really great request last week for to see how I store my cardstock. We were just talking about, having paper and so forth. And so I wanted to share with you today how I store my cardstock. Storing your craft supplies is something that we all kind of struggle with, whether your space is small or portable or big or whatever. Somehow it's always hard to keep all of the things organized, right? So raise your hand if that's you, that you want to, you could benefit from some organization tips. Believe me, I can too. So what I'm going to show you is my strategy for keeping things together. But of course, you have to do what works for you. And even though I have lots of space in my studio now, I have been the stamper who had basically a storage closet and pulled everything out on the kitchen counter when I wanted to stamp. And so you just want to adapt to whatever fits your size and your situation, okay? So with that, I'm losing my voice this morning. I'm going to go ahead and give you our tour opening. So, hey, Mary Ellen, so make sure you say hi. And if you see things in the studio tour that you're like, oh, I'd like to learn more about that, make sure you leave a comment for that too, because I'm looking for our next few episodes of studio tour in addition to Maker Mornings with Meg. And so I'm always excited to have your ideas. So, hey, Margie, hey, Betty. As if I can keep my voice going here. So I'm going to turn my camera, so come with me here, don't get motion sick, and scan across all the mess of my studio. And here is my cardstock storage closet. So ready for the magic? We have in here lots and lots of paper. And my first point is to remind you that I find that it's really important for me to keep my doors closed on my storage closet. Cardstock has a tendency to be damaged by sunlight, and so you want to make sure that wherever you're storing your paper, if it's in a cabinet, if it's in a box, a file drawer, my mom has a file cabinet with drawers that works beautifully. You want to make sure that it's protected from the sunlight, because over time you'll find some colors more than others, but you'll find that you get some sun damage, and so you want to protect against that. So when my studio was in the basement of our house, it was a little bit less of an issue, but now I have really great light on all sides, and so I definitely am careful about where I put my keep my light storage away. So, all right. So here is my strategy. These are my storage boxes. They are from IKEA. They're the magazine storages, and they're pretty inexpensive. They tend to get a little bit beat up, especially for boxes that I pull all the time. So here's my box here with a little bit of damage, but I just keep extra ones whenever I go to IKEA. I get an extra stack of them. They're just a few dollars, and then I just replace them as needed. So what is in these boxes? So first of all, each box has in it the full pack of cardstock that I'm working from, because I like to keep a full pack open. And then it has a page protector with all the scraps that I have from the cardstock. So when I go to make a project, like today's Scrappy card, I'm going to pull these little bags and bring them to my stamping space so that I can have what I need at hand. So, all right, so how do I keep my cardstock organized by color? Some people like to keep theirs organized by rainbow color. You can definitely do that. I really like to go with the Stampin' Up! Color system. They really take a lot of the guesswork out for me, and so I find that storing by color family just makes things super easy for me to find. So for example, these are my subtles right here. These are my brights on this other half. I have my regals, my in colors, and then my neutrals on a shelf down here, including white and basic white and very vanilla. Very Vanilla is retiring. It's going to be replaced by Basic Beige, I think is the name of the new color. So if you need Very Vanilla, grab it before it retires at the end of April. Okay, can't read questions from far away. Hey, Joan. Oh yeah, Vicky says she has a similar method for storing cardstock. Yeah, it makes things really easy to find. I do have On this side over here, I have a bookcase. So over here where you can't see, I have a bookcase that has an extra package or 2 or 3 of all of the colors of cardstock because I work in large volumes, so I like to keep those on hand. But they are stored just on a bookshelf, lined up, and they are protected from sunlight in my closet too. So I have to keep these doors closed all the time, which is fine. Now, where do I keep my designer series paper? I actually keep my designer series paper in these boxes because I love them and they're a fun color. These are vintage record storage boxes, and they came from an estate sale someplace years ago. They're metal, so they are heavy, but they're really protective. And I think something's not quite all the way done to on there. There we go. So I can keep these, and I have one for like my specialty papers and another one for designer series papers so that they're all set. All right, Sue says, do you have a light? Oh, I could turn a light in. Would you like to see? Sorry. Yes, there is a light in the room that I've been talking about. Oh, good question. Good thing you guys are asking the questions. All right, yes. Yeah, I'm glad you like the record boxes, Betty. Yeah, I find them to be really fun. I really rarely keep them closed, but they do close, and so I have those. You can get record storage. Vinyls are getting to be really popular again. My son is a huge vinyl fan. Goes to like record swappy kinds of things, and so they're available too. I'm sure you can get those. The advantage of the record storage is that they easily fit the 12 by 12 paper, so you're not worried about damaging your corners or anything like that. So, all right. So yes for the light. Love the record boxes. What else about my cardstock? I do also keep in here a little baggie of my white scraps by size. So you know how when we cut the inside of a card, we cut those 4-inch by 5¼ layers. We always get lots of this 1/2-inch size strip left over, and I like to keep those in their own separate little container. They're not like for my whites and my vanilla that I use all the time. They're in their own separate little baggie that I just tuck in the corner of their magazine storage box, because those I just find to be super handy to keep aside. For the others, I just go ahead and tuck them in the same as anything else. All right, so what are we making today? We are going to pull our in color box. Like I said, the Stampin' Up! Color matches within every color family, so I know that if I pull colors from the same color family, things are going to be beautiful together. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a card here with the in colors that aren't retiring. The in colors that are retiring are these bright ones: Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis, Sweet Sorbet. I haven't seen that anything is sold out from these yet, but don't wait too long if you need reinkers. One of my stamping friends the other day was like, she was ordering some reinkers or something. She's like, nope, I got those right at the beginning because I missed them one year and I'm not going to miss them again. So, all right. So if you have more questions about cardstock, leave them in the comments. But with that, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to invite you back around here. There we go. And we're going to pull some cardstock. So for our scraps, we're going to need some wild wheat scrap. We're going to need some copper clay scrap. We're going to need a whole half sheet of pebbled path, and we're going to need some boho blue scrap. So where's my boho blue scrap bin? There it is. And you can see that for this card, I already have all of those pieces cut because they're super common cut pieces. All right, so switching our video down here. Hey, Tanya. All right. Joan said, oh, let me answer some questions here real fast. Joan said, are the storage boxes cardboard? Yes. They are just the IKEA magazine holders. So you probably get something similar on Amazon if you don't have an IKEA near you, but they're very inexpensive, easy to put together. Kelly says, is your room dedicated to only paper crafts, or is it shared with another hobby? Yeah, you guys know that I really like to sew too. I don't have my sewing things in here. I just have paper crafting. I find that works really well for me, but you know, you have to do what fits your space and your situation and so forth. I did not have a separate space for my crafting until just right during COVID, actually. So before I had a shared space with lots of other stuff going on, but I always like to keep my stamping supplies kind of separate so that it's just easy to find what I need and what's current and so forth. Because I want to show you guys things that are current, not things that you can't get. That wouldn't be very kind of me. Let's see. Tanya said, oh, just joining from the beginning, have to go back. Yeah. It's LovenStamps Studio Tour. So woohoo. All right. With that, let's get back to our project. So I'm going to pop this down here, and we have our colors here. So like I said, I decided to go with these in colors, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the most of 2 die sets that I haven't put a lot of work into. This one's called Patchwork Pieces, Patchwork Pieces dies, and there we go. And the other one is the Love for You dies. Yep, Love for You dies. So there we go. And these are both really fun dies. So we're actually not going to do a lot of stamping in this project. We're going to do mostly paper piecing and die cutting. So these kind of give you the idea of our color scheme. And we're going to pull some paper here. So I've got my card base, which is Pebbled Path. So we're pulling that from here. And then I have another piece of Pebbled Path that is cut to fit here with my, well, I had one. Oh, there it is. Cut to fit with my die here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the die cutting on this. So I will invite you guys to join me for that. And remember, when I die cut, I really like to, if the die has a straight edge, I don't make that straight edge parallel with what's going through my die cut machine. It makes a big ka-chunk there, and then it sometimes also doesn't cut quite as cleanly. So I really like to sort of put my catty corner on the platform, which means, here, I'll show you what that looks like. So here's how it went through. I know like some of us are very like, must have everything straight, but it's easier not to make it straight. And so now we have our die cut here like this on our plate. Now, when you're using this, I think if you really love puzzles, you know, just pull it all off there and throw it on your table. But if you want to make your life a little easier, don't take it apart. Just have it stay the way it is die cut so that you can easily put it together on your cards. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this together, and we're going to add some dimensionals. So I like to start, it's a little bit, here, where's the die? I'll show you. It's a little bit surprising that the die looks really small compared to the card, but I promise it's really going to fill up our card. And so I'm going to start with the bottom corner here and go ahead and pop this on. And a safer, let's see. Okay, well here's the safer way to do it. The safest way to do it is go ahead and put it on your card and spread out the pieces so that they fit onto your paper in the way that you want them. So let's go ahead and put these on. Now, something about these dies makes me like feel like I'm channeling some kind of Star Wars. What are the bad guy ships? X-wing fighters? I always get mixed up which ones are the names of the bad guy ships. Anyway, these look like X-wing fighters to me, if I'm saying that right. Somebody clearly will know more than myself about the correct name for those. So actually, as I'm positioning this stuff, I'm realizing that my first piece probably wasn't in the greatest of places. So, and actually, I think I'm going to go horizontal on this card. So I'm going to turn the whole thing here. Now, there's one little circle in the center here that holds the whole die together once you've got it cut. So you can decide if you want to keep that or not. I think we're going to actually cover it up, so it's really not going to matter. Oh, I didn't realize I dressed also for our piece today. And I'm having trouble moving these, so I'm going to pull out my paper piercing tool, or my, oh my gosh, take your pick tool, and use this to kind of nudge. This is the putty tip end, and I just, I find sometimes that stampers have the expectation that they need a ton of putty. Really, I have had this for years and years, and I use it all the time, and I've never replaced the putty cartridge on it. You can, but I never have because I haven't needed to, because I really almost never squish more putty out. So it lasts a really long time. It does not a lot of stick, just a little stick. Okay, close enough here. We're gonna start sticking, speaking of. And so this time I'm gonna start here on the bottom right, pop a dimensional on, and then add our layer. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Are you getting Star Wars vibes from this card yet too? Certainly the colors are very suitable for, you know, what we think of as guide cards or so. Okay, Sue asked me a question. Why don't you use the die from the card to place your pieces? That is a good question. The die is actually pretty small and it cuts the pieces all together. So what I really want is a spread out version of this. So if I were to put the die on top, it's going to be inside here, not on the spread out part where we are trying to get our pieces. So, all right. Aren't you glad I put so much time into getting those straight? So this is one of the die sets that's retiring. So watch for this one in that retiring products list that's already out. You can get that on my website under the catalogs tab. There is a link to that. And you can also see in the online shop where the retiring things are marked, so you'll see those. There are some things that are going to be on sale beginning on April 9th, so that will be kind of an exciting day. If there are things that you need, like you must have, your crafting library is not complete without them, you want to make sure that you pick those up sooner rather than later because you don't want to miss out on them if they are going to sell out right away. Or a couple things are gone already, so you want to check for those. And then I promise we have something much more exciting here coming up. We're going to add some color to this card and some extra neat tricks here with our Love You More dies. So, all right. So you could, like Sue said, you could actually keep these pieces all together and add them to your card without separating them, and that would certainly make for a lot easier adding to your project. The nice thing too about the dimensionals under these is if you find that you have one piece, like this one's a little bit off, you can go ahead and turn them, just twist it to shear that adhesive bond, and then you can usually even put them back on the same dimensional. So, all right. So Sue says, love Star Wars. Okay, still haven't figured out. I don't know. I'll have to look it up or something for my blog post. But there is our layout there. And Betty said that you can use this like a quilt kind of card too. Definitely, especially if you pick like a gingham-y kind of pattern or something like that. This one is very like neutrally kind of deal here for our card. So, all right, so that's this die. There's also a wavy die in here that makes for really fun cards too. And this die set has this pair of the two of them. All right, so now what are we going to layer on here? We are going to use the For You dies. Now, for each of the word sets in here, we have So Much Love and we have For You. There are actually 3 different dies. There's the big cloud, the medium cloud, and the scripty words, okay? So for this, we're not going to do just plain. We are going to use our scraps. So like I said here, we've got our wild wheat, our boho blue, and where's my scrap packet? Here we go. Our copper clay. So pull these out. And we are going to attach these to a strip of basic white cardstock. So I've got this here. And we actually don't need very much because we only have to cut out this one right here. But we're going to do it at a diagonal. So let's go ahead and we're going to start at the beginning. And always a very fine place to start. Sorry, just channeling Julie Andrews there for a moment. So I'm going to line this one up at the very top. I think we'll do a blue next, boho blue. And remember with the multi-purpose liquid glue, if you can see it, it's enough. You do not need a ton. And same with the white strip in the middle. If you can see it, it is enough, okay? So this is a really narrow place between these two colors. And thanks, Tanya. And then we're going to go ahead and do wild wheat. You don't want to glob glue onto these strips because you don't want it to come out in between. And you'll also notice that I am just tapping them down. I usually don't push across this kind of strip when it has the glue under it like that because I don't want the glue to squish out the ends. It's still a little bit wet for just, you know, a couple seconds or two. So you don't want to squish it out the end there as it's trying to dry, okay? All right, so now we're gonna take this For You, and now this is a little bit counter to what you first think. So on our card, I would really like for our message to kind of go up. Like we want it to be a For You that kind of goes up as it goes across, like it's an uplifting For You, okay? Rather than a kind of For You. So in order to make that happen, we need our strips to be going upwards. And so if I put this on here with our strips, and then I figure like we're gonna put our For You like this, then our strips are going to be going up as we get our For You on there. If I do it this way, and we put our For You on, do you see how the strips, off the screen, do you see our strips are pointed downwards? So it's a little bit, it's super subtle, but just a little bit, it kind of makes a difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on here, and I've got all 3 colors on both words there, so I'm kind of happy with how that is going to go. All right, now what are we die cutting for our other words? We are die cutting from basic black here for our large shadow, so that's gonna give us a nice contrast. And then let's talk a little bit about these tiny words. They are a little bit tricky to pop on with multi-purpose glue because they are very, very dainty. So I find the easiest thing to do with that is to use the adhesive sheets. This is an older version. Stampin' Up! Carries another one. It's just a different branded now. And so what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna cut yourself a strip of this. So I already have one cut, or I already have one applied. I'll go ahead and cut it and show it to you again. You're gonna cut yourself a strip. Now, I really like this strip to be narrower than the dies themselves, or really close to the right size, and I'll explain that in a minute. So what this is a really thin piece of adhesive trapped between 2 layers of paper. And so what I'm gonna do is pull off the backing, so figure out which side it comes with. Okay, so this is the trash. This is the one that has the backing on it, so it's sticky, and I'm gonna avoid touching it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pop this onto the back of our scrap of paper here. So, all right, and I'm gonna do it I'm gonna give ourselves just a teeny fraction at the top, and you'll understand that in a minute, and press the rest of this down. Now this extra piece here, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull back, and it will, oh, that was dumb. Meg, don't take the paper off yet. I was so excited to like make the end of it even. Okay, that's all right. No worries. We're still okay. So I can't just do that. I have to take my snips and cut the end off. Goodness. Okay, don't do what I do, right? All right, so this piece here is going to go in the little trash bin if I can get it off my finger. There we go. All right, so now we have basically that adhesive here on our cardstock. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna place our dies on here so that we are making our lives easier. What I want is so this is the end here. What I want is the top of the die to go beyond the adhesive, all right? And it will make sense. So I'm gonna die cut it just like this, okay? Just a little tab there to go beyond. All right. So let's go ahead and go back to our die cut machine. We're getting a lot of great use out of it. Oh, I lost my plates already. I lost both plates. That's impressive. There they are. And we're going to pop these on here. Now, sometimes when I die cut all my pieces at a time. Sometimes I die cut a little bit at a time and just go back and run it through more. I usually figure out whatever is the fastest way to do it is kind of what I do. If I waste a ton of time trying to line things up, then I'm like, nope, that was not the most efficient way to go. But I think we can get this all here on one sheet. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna run this through. And I'm just gonna run it backwards. And sometimes when I wanna make sure it's something really detailed that's cut all the way through, I'll just run through my die cut machine twice. just forward and backward to make sure I've got all that. So, all right, let's switch our camera back to see what we've got here. So here is our big word shadow. Here is our little for you. And these are, see they're die cut, and right there you can, well, you'll see here when I pull them out. You can see at the top that I didn't get the whole die on the adhesive sheet, and that is exactly what I wanted. And then we have here our for yous from our, okay, I missed some adhesive there, so we're gonna have to go back and add that. So this little bit here didn't get glued, so I'm gonna pop just a teeny bit of adhesive on there. There we go. And when I'm handling tiny things, I really prefer to pick them up with my Take Your Pick tool. All right, so get that lined up there again. Okay, now we've got all of our pieces. The other end of my Take Your Pick tool is my pokey tool end. So I can go ahead and pop that on there too. And then, see, do we have any more random pieces? Sometimes it gets a little bit stuck here on my plate. And what we've done here with our adhesive backing paper is we have made it easy to catch the edge of this and just go ahead and pull off the backing. Okay, so we've got that one. Stick down, not to my fingers, please. All right, oh geez. All right, and we have these two pieces. And of course we have a whole bunch more of this strip here, so I could cut more of these if I wanted to make more of this card. And then here you can see too, that little piece to pop out, and then it's a little bit easier to catch the edges of the backing paper when you have overlapped the adhesive sheet there, so that you still have plenty of adhesive to hold your pieces down, but you don't have to struggle with finding the edges and separating them. So it's like peeling stickers, right? Okay, so we're gonna pop this on here. There we go. And then we need our little 4-1, and I think we have a straight center of an O there. And we'll pop this one down. And it is a really fun effect here. Now you could do this card in any color scheme. You could do it in brights, you could do it in subtles, any of those that we talked about in our studio tour, because it really just depends on your choice. You can use strips in any color scheme you want. So that's gonna be our for you. And let's go ahead and pop some dimensionals under this part. This is where mini Stampin' dimensionals come in handy. If you have not lost them on your table, there we go. So let's pop some of these guys on here. And then we're gonna go ahead and add to our card. And then of course we're going to add some embellishments. So, all right, so for you, we're just using the bubble letter here. And what I want to do too is kind of make sure that our paper aligns here, our strips, so that they kind of continue on. So there's a really fun one there. And we bring this back to our card, and you can see that we can pop that right kind of across there. And now do you kind of see what I mean about the direction that our strips were going? It's a lot easier, it's kind of fun to have them going up there as opposed to when, we were kind of worried about having them go downwards, like a kind of thing. So let's go ahead and pop this on here. Now, a stray dimensional is on the back. I am going to just put some multi-purpose liquid glue on the back of this because I don't really know where it's gonna touch, and I don't need it to be extra dimensional. And you can put it right in the center, you can do it off to the side. Usually I'm like an off to the side kind of person. Like put things on the 1/3 line, practice our kind of rule of thirds a little bit. The only thing you have to do is cover up that center part because it's a little funky there without being covered. All right. Oh yeah, Mary Ellen says sometimes you have trouble getting the backing off on some words. Yes, agreed. Okay, so now embellishments for this. I'm going to bring in, we're going to continue with our sort of neutral-y and more sort of masculine feeling card here. And I'm gonna go with the copper ones here to really bring out the copper clay. And we're gonna pop on a couple of these. So I really like to do them in groups and to have them sort of continue with the theming of our card. So let's go, or sort of the direction of our card. So let's go ahead. I think often I'll put 3 on, but let's go ahead. We're gonna splurge and we're gonna go with 5, and we're gonna have them sort of travel here in the same direction. So like if I put this one down here, you see how it kind of takes away the direction. So right now things are moving that direction between our dots and our paper strips and our script going that way. If I put something down here, it kind of randomizes it, or up here, which is okay if you want to be randomish with things. But I also really like to kind of keep the motion going. So if I put this out here, it's really going to keep that direction moving on our card. If I put it down here, it's also pretty good because it's kind of keeping things moving. I'm going to put it down here just to spread it a little bit there. So you kind of see what I mean about those. Let's see. The other thing you want to do is you want to avoid putting them on the same kind of plane. So I'm going to see, I got that one off, okay? If I pop this one up here, there, I like that a little bit better. So before they were kind of three in a line here, and I didn't really like that as much. So I like that spread just a little bit more. So there is our For You card. And then of course I would take one of those pieces of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white cardstock, which you would want to use to put your greeting. And then the stamp set that coordinates with this die set is a great one for lots of different kinds of words. So if you wanted to add a greeting here, the Love for You includes, we use this one, Nobody Gets Me Like You Get Me. I like that one a lot. Congratulations, happy anniversary, so forth. Could be a grad card too. Congratulations, maybe add in a little bit of grad. You could do this in school colors really easily, and have this be a graduation card for school graduation. Lots of good possibilities for it. So then you'd add that in your center there. All right, I have another version of this card here. This one is the vertical version. So you can decide if you have a favorite there. And yeah, lots of different possibilities. But yeah, something about this feels Star Wars-y to me. So anyway. Okay. Oh, there's another comment. Oh, Tanya says, cute top. Did you make it? I did actually. I can't remember the name of this pattern. It's from Sinclair Patterns, and it is, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I'll try and put it in the comments. I'll try and look it up. But yeah, it has kind of a fun sleeve pattern here with the big, which part of me is on camera, with the big blousey sleeves and the pleats, and then it has sort of the same design on the back, which comes in a triangle. So all kinds of good stuff. Okay, Kelly said it would also look good if the pieces were embossed in the background. Yes, you could definitely do that. Add like some texture to these. That would be really pretty, actually. I like that. I do not get my embossing folders out nearly enough. So, oh, hello from the Netherlands, or to the Netherlands. Good to see you. Thanks, Carol. I'm glad you like it. All right, so today is Thursday. Wow, this has been a quick week. So happy pre-Friday to everyone. And as we like to say here on Maker Mornings with Meg, happy pre-Friday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you have some fun times pulling together some cards. Remember some of the tricks that we talked about. Think about how you are storing your paper to make your life easier. This one really it makes my life easier. Some people use a scrap bin kind of method where they take all their scraps and dump them in a large scrap bin, and then they kind of go through when they need things, and that certainly works well too. I really am fond of the cardstock full package plus my scrap per color organization strategy. But you have to do what works best for you. The other thing, if you're getting cardstock, like you're just starting off into the Stampin' Up! Cards stock color schemes, then I would say another good strategy is to get the packages of cardstock together, so the assortments. And in the link for the supplies today, there is a link to this in color assorted cardstock, which means you get 4 sheets of each of the 5 colors, which is a really great way to test out cardstock colors and see like what you really love and what you use more of. And if you're like, okay, I need a whole package of Pebbled Path to complement that, then you know, because you've already had a chance to try it. So getting those assortments and storing them in the magazine holders would be a great choice too. So speaking of in colors, we are about to say goodbye to the Sweet Sorbet set of in colors, Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis. I know some of those are favorites for people. And so don't forget to grab those. And then we're making way for a new set. And I will have a box arriving later today. So I'm excited to pull out all those things and get started with a new in colors. All right, you're welcome for the ideas and for sharing. And Betty said, would you show your accessory storage at some point? Yes, I can do that. Maybe on our next video, I will talk a little bit about my placement strategy, like where I place certain things. And then I can also talk to you about my accessory storage. I assume you mean like accessories, well, I don't know, accessories like embellishments, or accessories like extra things that I use to store. We'll get to them. So, all right, Sue says, arrangement. She needs to redo her file cabinet. Yeah. File cabinet is a great way to store your cardstock in hanging drawers too, because it's blocked from the light then, and so you're not so worried about things being damaged by that. Yeah, embellishments, sure. Okay, so next time we'll talk about placement strategies, so where I put things for easy access and easy stamping, and then I'll show you my embellishment storage. So, all right, everybody, happy pre-Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back here on Tuesday with another Maker Mornings with Meg / LovenStamps Studio Tour video, and I look forward to seeing you then. So happy stamping, everybody.